Welcome to Some TV Sake 101. In this series, you're gonna learn everything to do about sake, how to drink it, what is this box, what sizes, what shapes, everything that comes out. If you notice, there's different styles, but also the history, what to pair it with, enjoy it, and at the end of the day, a better experience in buying and shopping and eating it at the restaurant. So, cheers. My name's Eduardo Dingler. I've been in love with sake for about 15 years. I started drinking it as hot sake and then built on, started learning about it, getting certified, ultimately traveling to Japan, judging several competitions, both in the US and Japan. I used to work with the Morimoto Restaurant Group. I was a corporate beverage director, and that's where I really started tying into the sake world, the culture, everything to do about Japan. So today, and in this series, we're gonna learn more about sake. Let's talk about what is sake and what it's not. Basically, sake, it is not a distilled beverage. It is brewed a little more like beer, rather, and it's made of 4 ingredients: water, rice, koji, which is a little fun mold that we talk about, and then there's yeast, which brings a lot of the aromas. Sake is served at several temperatures. Traditionally, it comes in 1.8 liters. It also comes very generally into export markets into 720 mLs. And then lately, you'll see Tetra Pak. Who knew? There's 180 ml glass containers. 300 mLs, quite popular. It's more of a one person or two, like a sipper. And then there's several ways to enjoy it. You have your glasses, wine glasses, pretty recommended in terms of aromatics. Also, there's the little masu box. We'll learn a little more about why and how this was used back in the day. Still does in some places. And then your traditional glassware for sake called ochoko. So traditionally, the first entry into the sake into the US was hot sake. So you walked into a little mom and pop's sushi place and you asked for hot sake, and that's all they had, right? So it's made in a little more bigger production. Once you heat it, it's very heartwarming. Used in several different aspects throughout Japan, anywhere from healing samurais during battle times or in the winter time, skiing and whatnot. Cold temperature is something that we see a little more often and now more appreciated. Premium styles of sake really lead to having that colder temperature, but in fact, there's 9 different temperatures throughout Japan with sake. So it's one of the qualities about this magic beverage that allows us to enjoy it at different levels. Not all styles are applied to all different heat measurements, but it's a pretty fun part of it and enjoy with different dishes. So when you heat up a sake and you end up drinking a hot sake, it's usually a richer style that brings a little more umami, more, the alcohol is kind of hidden, the acidity kind of intermingles very well, and it's very heartwarming per se. When you cool it, it's more like wine. You treat it more like a Sauvignon Blanc, like a Chardonnay. It gives a little more shape, more brightness. Let's say when you heat up a bottle of sake, it's the same thing as going to your local store, buying a $3 Pinot Grigio, throwing it in the freezer for an hour, and then just chug it. So for sake, it's quite the opposite. You have a hot sake that's made in a more rough, more artisanal style. By heating it up, you hide the imperfections. You put some makeup on it, and it makes it very delicious to drink. Not to say that all hot sake is cheap sake, but it definitely applies in that term. Why you need to enjoy sake. Sake has a deep, rich cultural history dating back 2,000 years. It's made in so many different styles, in some ways akin to wine. It's a pairing experience or on its own. It really transports you to another place. As it did to me, I just deeply dove into the Japanese culture because of sake. This was my anchor. And then there's the 4 ingredients that it's made of. There's water, rice, koji, and yeast. Those are the main parts. And throughout this series, you're gonna learn exactly why, how is it made, how to enjoy it more in detail.